Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you are doing, put down your coffee, pull over the car, and listen carefully. What unfolded in the scorching heat of the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships was far more than just a match or a highlight reel. It was a seismic shift in women's tennis. While we promise coverage and updates, no one could have predicted the shockwave that rippled from centre court in the United Arab Emirates. Headlines are being written, tweets are flying, but the story is simple, brutal, and beautiful. Alexandra Eala has arrived, and she hasn't just arrived, she has kicked down the front door of the top 10. This special deep dive broadcast is dedicated entirely to the match that has the sporting world buzzing. The title says it all: viral now. Alexandra Eala surprises Jasmine Paolini. Watching this match, it's clear the world is witnessing the real-time evolution of a superstar. On one side of the net stood Jasmine Paolini, the Italian dynamo and world number 8, who has spent the last 2 years transforming from a gritty competitor into a legitimate Grand Slam contender, finalist at Roland Garros, finalist at Wimbledon, and an Olympic doubles gold medalist. Paolini is the definition of established excellence, the gatekeeper of the elite, fast and ferocious, and Alexandra Eala does not lose to players outside the top 30 without a massive fight. On the other side of the net was the pride of the Philippines, the 20-year-old lefty who has been steadily, quietly, and then loudly climbing the ranks. We know her story: a Ruff and Nadal Academy graduate, a junior Grand Slam champion. But today, she was no longer a junior or just a prospect. She was a gladiator. Coming into this round of 32 match, the narrative was cautious. Eala had a strange first round, advancing only after Hailey Baptiste retired with an injury, leaving questions about whether she was warmed up or ready for a player of Paolini's caliber. Paolini, fresh off a bye, was rested, ready, and the heavy favorite. Betting markets predicted a straight sets win, and pundits warned that her heavy topspin forehand would bury the young Filipina in the humid Dubai air. But the pundits were wrong. Over 2 hours and 45 minutes, Alexandra Eala delivered a tactical masterclass that defied every expectation. She didn't just beat Jasmine Paolini, she outthought her, outhit her, and in the crucial moments, outbelieved her. It was a 3-set thriller with a final score of 6-4, 5-7, 6-4 in favor of Eala, but those numbers barely tell the story. The 26-shot rallies, the thunderous inside-out forehand to save a breakpoint in the first set, the stunned silence of the crowd followed by the erupting roar of the Filipino supporters as match point was converted. This is viral for a reason. It isn't just a win, it's a statement. It marks Eala's third career victory over top 10 player, joining Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek from her magical Miami run last year. But this feels different. Miami was a Cinderella story. This felt like sustained excellence, proof that she belongs here. In this broadcast, we will break down every aspect of this historic upset, from the tactical adjustments Eala made to neutralize Paolini's speed, to the mental fortitude required to lose a second set lead and still come back to win the third. We'll also examine Paolini's sportsmanship at the net and her post-match praise for Eala, calling her an amazing talent and a huge presence for the future of tennis. The implications of Alexandra Eala's victory are enormous. She is projected to break into the top 35 for the first time, shaking up the rankings and opening the draw for the rest of the tournament. For Philippine sports, it's monumental. A global icon is rising in real time alongside giants like Carlos Yulo. Thousands of words of analysis could be written about the mechanics behind this upset: forehand technique, serve placement, court geometry, and the mental game. For fans of tennis, underdog stories, or anyone wondering why the internet is in a frenzy, this is the place to be. Stripping away the hype, the question is clear: how did a player ranked 47 dismantle the world number 8 on a hard court? Understanding the matchup dynamics is key. Jasmine Paolini thrives on movement. At just 5 feet 4 inches, she compensates with explosive footwork and a heavy topspin forehand, aiming to push opponents back, open angles, and physically grind them down. She is a relentless wall, striking harder with every shot. Alexandra Eala, a lefty, a perpetual wildcard in tennis, had previously been criticized for a one-dimensional, power-heavy game prone to errors under pressure. Today, however, she showed version 2.0 of herself. The match began with Paolini serving comfortably, holding at love, but the Filipino crowd packed into the stands knew this was just the beginning of something extraordinary. The expatriates working in Dubai were loud but anxious, having seen Eala fight tough matches before only to fade physically. But at 2-2 in the first set, something shifted. Eala stopped trying to out-rally Paolini from the baseline and began taking the ball early, a key tactical change. Usually, against a heavy hitter like Paolini, players try to buy time, but Eala did the opposite, stepping in aggressively. Her two-handed backhand was a laser, flat and deep, robbing Paolini of the time she needed to set up her forehand, which she often used to dictate play. The breakthrough came at 3-3 when Eala read a Paolini drop shot and responded with a cross-court winner that clipped the line, a bold, fearless shot. Serving out the first set at 5-4, Eala faced 2 set points saved by Paolini, but on the third, a wide slider from her lefty serve forced an error, sealing the set 6-4. Tactical brilliance defined the first set, but the second set turned into a war of attrition. Paolini, a Grand Slam finalist for a reason, adjusted her game, hitting higher and pushing Eala behind the baseline, forcing her to generate pace from defensive positions. The stifling Dubai humidity added to the challenge, and Eala's unforced errors began creeping up. Yet she fought back, breaking Paolini to lead 5-3 and serving for the match, only to falter with a double fault and a missed forehand volley. Momentum swung dramatically as Paolini broke back, held to 5-5, and then broke again to close out the set 7-5. At this point, most analysts would have called it. The underdog had her chance and lost. But Alexandra Eala refused to follow the expected script, resetting mentally and preparing to rewrite the story in the third set. After a brief bathroom break, Eala came back out with a completely different body language. Where in the second set she had been glancing at her coaching box in frustration, in the third set she focused solely on the ball. The third set became an intense dogfight, 1-1, 2-2, 3-3. Neither player gave an inch. Paolini grunted louder, hit harder, and threw everything she had at the 20-year-old, but Eala's fitness honed at the Rafa Nadal Academy held strong. The pivotal moment arrived at 4-4 with Eala serving 15-40, facing 2 break points. If Paolini broke, she would serve for the match, and it would likely be over. Eala saved the first with a clutch ace down the tee, then battled through a 26-shot rally on the second, scrambling just enough to stay alive. Finally, Paolini overhit a forehand down the line, and Eala held 5-4. The momentum shifted completely. Serving to stay in the match, Paolini faltered, perhaps from fatigue or the relentless pressure of Eala's returns. At 30-30, Eala stepped around a backhand and unleashed her signature inside-out forehand winner match point. The stadium erupted as Paolini served. Eala returned deep, moved in, and drove a backhand into the open court. Game, set, match. The numbers tell part of the story too. Eala's first serve percentage was 68%, a huge improvement from her loss last week in Doha, and a testament to the mental and tactical evolution on display. Eala's first serve percentage, hovering around 55% against a returner like Paolini, had been a vulnerability in previous matches, but today she delivered when it mattered most, landing 68% of her first serves. The winners to unforced errors differential tells the story. Eala hit 34 winners to 28 unforced errors, while Paolini hit 28 winners but committed 31 errors. Eala was the aggressor, but a controlled one. She converted 4 of 6 break points, whereas Paolini managed just 3 of 10. Beyond technical precision, the serve, the forehand, the real story was mental. At just 20, carrying the weight of a nation watching every move, Eala lost a second set lead against the world number 8 but refused to collapse, showing a maturity beyond her years. The Nadal Academy influence was evident. The refusal to yield, the ability to suffer on the court and thrive under pressure. When Paolini unleashed bombs in the third set, Eala didn't panic. She dug in, stayed composed, and executed. Credit must also go to Paolini, who played a fantastic match and forced Eala to earn her victory. At the net, Paolini's sportsmanship was striking a warm embrace, a smile, and words of high praise. In the post-match press conference, Paolini said, "I knew she was good, but I didn't know she was this tough. She hits the ball so clean. She is going to be a top player very, very soon. It is good for tennis to have a star from the Philippines." This is what the headline meant by "The world is wonderful watching the established guard recognize a rising talent," Witnessing tennis evolve in real time, Eala's victory is also a triumph of sportsmanship and a signal that the future of the sport is in capable hands. The win sends shockwaves through the locker room. The top 10 players now know who the real threats are. Eala, once seen as a dangerous floater, someone to avoid in early rounds but expected to lose to elite players, has now become a giant killer. She proved she can keep pace with the top 10, withstand the physicality of a 3-hour match in extreme heat, and excel on Dubai's fast hardcourt, where her movement was once occasionally exposed. Today, she moved like a gazelle, transitioning seamlessly from defense to offense, sliding into shots and exploding out of corners with top 20 precision. The match is going viral not just because of the upset, but because of how she won. A clip from 4-4 in the third set has already amassed 2 million views in an hour, showcasing the struggle of a young player refusing to be beaten by a seasoned champion. Pure drama. The atmosphere in Dubai was electric, reminiscent of a Davis Cup or Billie Jean King Cup tie, fueled by the infectious energy of the Filipino supporters. When Eala clinched the win, the roar was primal, bringing life to the WTA tour that is often missing in early rounds. Even Paolini acknowledged the energy, calling it both crazy and amazing. The match also highlighted the lefty advantage. Eala's spin and wide serves from the ad court repeatedly pulled Paolini out of position, further demonstrating her tactical growth and adaptability. Eala's tactical serving repeatedly pulled Paolini off the court, forcing her to cover extra ground. Over 3 sets, those cumulative steps slowed the Italian just enough to tip the balance. Now, Alexandra Eala advances to the round of 16, defending her points from last year while adding a significant boost to her ranking. A victory in the next round could catapult her into seeded positions at Indian Wells and Miami. But more importantly, she has earned something money cannot buy: belief. Today in Dubai, she proved that even after losing a lead, even against the world number 8 at her peak, Eala's best tennis can prevail, a dangerous realization for the rest of the tour. Sports are defined by moments like these. Before today, Eala was a promising talent, a rising star, a regional hero in Southeast Asia. After today, she is a global contender at the WTA 1000 level. The final point captured it all. She didn't fall, she didn't scream, she closed her eyes and smiled, a look of pure relief and satisfaction, sharing the victory with her parents and team. For Filipino fans, this is historic. A singles player capable of toppling the world number 8 in a major event. Yet the tournament is not over. Eala must recover, ice down, eat, rest, and sleep, because her next opponent will see only a 20-year-old on the court, not the giant killer she proved herself to be. The true test of a champion is not climbing the mountain but staying at the summit. If she carries today's blend of aggression, patience, and mental steel forward, there is no one in this draw she cannot beat. From the desert sands of Dubai to the streets of Manila and everywhere in between, Alexandra Eala has shocked the world, and the story is only getting started. Tennis is alive, the world is wonderful, and for fans everywhere, it's time to pick up a racket and dream big.